And one night, because I know my first date was at Quiznos. And she said, how did you get here? So I caught the bus. I said, yeah, my first date. I caught the bus. A couple of days later, I said, man, I can't keep walking. I used to get up, lived in a 1-bedroom apartment, slept on the floor. I remember eating off a cardboard box, right? It was my dining room table. But I was happy, and I got up and I went to work. And I knew one day something big was gonna happen, okay? Not only that, you ever heard of brick bodies before? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's who helped pay for my wedding.
Wow. So you at Brick Body up in
I started at Brick Bodies, my man, in 2009. I started there. Victor Brick, Lynn Brick, Vicky Brick, John Brick. I know him very well. I became the greatest became the greatest trainer in Brick Body's history. I was in a meeting when they wanted to put up the very first Planet Fitness. Victor Brick owns over 60 of them.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I was in that meeting. I used to go to all the meetings. I had to pull my shirt up. And I have tattooed on my chest, bro. You know what it says? PMA equals OPM. PMA equals OPM. It's tattooed on my chest. You know what that stands for?
I was trying to.
Positive mental attitude equals other people's money.
Like, it used to show them that at the meetings.
He used to make me pull my shirt up. It's tattooed right there, bro.
Yeah.
They jailhouse tattoos.
Oh.
It's facts though.
It's real. It's real. It's real.
Not no dumb shit.
You know what I'm saying? It's real. I made so much money at Brick Bodies, okay, that the guy that used to do the payroll, he had to hand deliver my check to me. Because he said, I've never seen numbers like this before in history. I had to put a face to these numbers. Right, honey? Mm-hmm. I had put so much money in my 401. He said, man, here's a check for $5,000. We can't take that much money. We can't match that much. When I told him I was leaving and I was getting married, hold on, dude, I'm going to take care of that flight for you to Vegas. Yeah. Victor Brick, he knows that. And I thank him for that because Victor Brick, Vicky Brick gave me the opportunity to build my brand. I put on a jacket the other day. It had my logo that I had, not this one, this is the newest one, right? It had, the one I had made up in jail is this one. I did that, I was in solitary confinement. It's 5 stars, it says Atmofit. I came up with that in solitary confinement. Wow. But Victor Brick gave me the opportunity to build my brand. And I can never say nothing bad about that dude. He's fucking awesome. And I respect him and his family. Yeah, he said I was. He told me that to my face.
Because like you said, it's only at the top.
You know?
You were amazing to him.
Mm-hmm. But it's funny because some people notice more in you than you willing to
Right.
notice in yourself.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
So, well, you know, I mean, I gotta get back, guys. You know, but I enjoyed this, man.
Appreciate it.
You know, I enjoyed this. You know, and hopefully, you know, that maybe one day, you know, you can say, man, I'm tired of being tired, and think about what we talked about at this oval table. And put a plan together. You know, I'm sure these are y'all counselors.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm sure if they love what they do and they appreciate their job, they'll steer you right to the right direction for help or assistance. Because if they can cure you, then they just accomplished or saved another life. And they wouldn't do what they do, you know, if they didn't like it, I don't think. Mm-hmm. You know? But like I said, my man, if you want to make money, all you have to do is learn how to solve someone else's problems. If you learn how to solve somebody else's problem, think about what I'm saying. You're a hustler, right? Learn how to come up with something to solve somebody's problems. You get paid. How many people in the world? 8 billion of these motherfuckers. Huh? It's a lot of people. In the fitness industry, $84 billion a year. In personal training, $10 billion a year. Shit, I'm always have a job. Why? Because I get fat people skinny, weak people stronger.
See y'all tomorrow.
You know? My point is that, man, I love what I do, you know, and it's fun. And believe me, once you actually come up with a plan to solve other people's problems, you know how they get paid? They solve people's problems. Mm-hmm. Think about it, that's life. If you learn how to solve someone's problems, you can get paid. It don't have to be on this level, it can be this level. And then you can build it to that level. But you gotta be consistent, adamant, and most important, you gotta have integrity, loyalty, and people gotta trust you. If people can trust you, they'll love you. If people love you, they'll walk in the sun with you. When I left Brick Bodies, 180 people came with me.
That's a lot.
I'll tell you another little story. This is pretty cool. I told my wife, I said, honey, I left Brick Bodies. She said, what are you going to do? I said, I don't know. I found a job. I said, give me 48 hours. She said, 48 hours? We got bills. What do you mean? Yo, this is no shit. I said, oh, wow. Okay, honey. Right? I drove up here. This place was called Gold's Gym.
Yeah, right.
Dude let me work in there. I worked there for about 7 months, and this place fell right in my hands. Dude gave it to me, bro. Nah, I ain't had one dime.
That's lit.
Surround yourself accordingly.
He gave my first 3 months free.
A lot of time to get right.
Gave my first 3 months free. It's been 6 years ago.
Wow, short time.
I've expanded how many times? 3, 4 times?
3 times.
3. I've expanded 3 times. I went from 2,100 square foot, now I'm 6,000.
Don't be getting rid of flying avocado over there, y'all.
Avocado, buy it.
No, read the vitamin shot.
I will tell you this story, then I really do have to get out of here. I gave y'all a lot of time.
Appreciate it.
But I remember when Ray Hennish, Dr. Ray Hennish, said, what are you trying to do? I looked at him and I said, I want this whole building. He patted me on my shoulder. He said, slow down, big fella. About 6 months, 8 months ago, I said, Ray, remember when I told you I wanted this whole building? All he could do was give me a fist pump. Because now I got 60% of that building.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So now I call the shots on that building. You know. So my point is, man, you know, now, you know, and believe it or not, it doesn't get easier, it gets harder. Because now you got to keep it. so now it gets harder. It doesn't get easier. But you want it to get harder, because the harder that it gets, the better you become. It doesn't get easier, you just become better. Because the more you get up here, the harder it's going to become. And then once you get up there, then you can soar with the eagles. Hey man, on that tip, man, I love talking to y'all.
Thank
Y'all
you.
got an awesome person here, Queen.
Yes. Thank
You have Nikki here. Our first time I met her. I've been dealing with Queen now for a while.
I'm not sure.
Y'all may not see it as much, but it's there.
You, man. I'm not sure. I told when you on the first came, I was kind of antisocial, but